what happened, but I am back. I am back. I am back. Are you guys here with me? That chat went away. Let's see. Okay, I don't know what I've done, but I've lost my people. So I'm gonna continue to go live because I'm on live and maybe some people are in the background. And I see no one. I see no one. Okay, well, this is part of my technical difficulties. I'm going to go ahead and do my presentation. So today, I want to come and tell you the week 3 recap. And I know that last week might have been a little challenging for some of you, and it's okay because we're in week 3. Hopefully, week 3, weekly spending allowance. That means that you guys have decided to make a decision. Okay, put something in the chat. I see someone has made it aboard. I had a little technical difficulties. Let me see your name. Write something in the chat so I can see you. Great. Let's see. 2 people. Come on, put something in the chat so I can see you. I just need one person to talk to. You know, if I got somebody to talk to, I can do it. I'm so excited now. Had a little technical challenges. There's Stacy Jones. There is Stacy Jones. Who else is there? Wherefore art thou you? We're 306 into this. I tell you these technical difficulties. We got Stacy in here. But anyway, so today we're going to recap weekly spending allowance. $25 or $45 is what the spending allowance is. And you tailor that however you so choose. So we have about 50 people doing this. And today we're going to talk about what is going on. I don't see what. Okay, there's Becky. Great. Got a couple of people. Please say something in the chat because this motivates me. I love doing this, but I just need someone to talk to. Y'all know I can talk to the wall, and the wall will probably talk back to me and give me a couple of answers, and I'll talk back to the wall. But I want to talk to some live human people, not any ARI. I don't want any artificial intelligence. Okay, so I see that we have 5 people on now. And I have no idea, but some people are saying some things that I don't understand. But anyway, so we're at week 3, weekly spending allowance, $25 or $45, whatever you chose. We have 50 people have been on this journey with us, and it's been very exciting. Today, I know a couple of people have to pop off because they've given me some insight, but I just want to jump right into it because I don't know where the people are, but it's okay. Today is the day, and I'm not getting any emails or anything, so we're gonna stick with what we got. I'm gonna go ahead and share what my life has been like this week. Okay, Last week, we made a commitment to stick to it. We had a couple of people that fell off the wagon, fell off the mountain, down the hill, and in the water buying all those Christmas presents. So we had a good chuckle about that. Then we had a couple of people that went over about $5 to about $20. And, they understood and they said they'll get back on the horse and do better this week. Well, today, I come to let you guys know that I did what I was supposed to do. It was very hard because I wanted to divert. But the only thing that kept me in line, and I'm going to be honest, because I was about to fall off. I knew that I had a financial savings goal this week, and that's the thing that makes me happy. And I had a big financial goal, and I wanted to finish that. And I knew that I can't set an example if I don't do what I say. It's very, very important. I have to lead by example. So we'll talk about that goal that I had and I was able to make. We injured folks are recovering. We injured folks are recovering. That's what Stacy said. Okay, so the hit dog will holler. Arr! So Stacy must be one of those injured ones, but I love it. We will recover. So this is what I did because I want to be true to you guys and true to myself. And Shakespeare says, to thine own self be true. I got to first be true. So what I did was I said, let's just stick to the plan because you get paid and you're going to make that big savings goal and make that deposit. So let's just stay focused on here. So I know y'all think that I'm scamming y'all, but I'm not. How did I spend another $7.50 exactly at the Dollar Tree? Another $7.50. And it was different things. It was more my little junk food, Don't judge me. I'm working on me. And I'm also going to tell you this before I tell you the next item that I spent. I am going to start on Sunday, which is tomorrow, 30 minutes of exercise. I have gained about 26 pounds. The weight that I had took off about 2 years ago, so I got to get with it. Get with it. So I'm going to do 30 minutes. And to make that clear, I have a girl here in Sacramento, and she's going to do it with me, and we're not going to actually work out together, but we're going to hold each other accountable. So I'll be coming back weekly giving y'all some updates. Tell you how what how I lost the weight. Intermittent fasting is how I lost the weight. So we'll get to that at the end. That way I can stay focused on the finance, and then if you guys stay on at the end, we'll talk about the intermittent fasting and the exercise. But that's my commitment. So that was $7.50 at the Dollar Tree. Then everybody knows this is how I got to be honest with y'all. Wayfair, I shouldn't be telling y'all because y'all might mess up. Don't go on the website. But they are having like way something special that they have for 2 days. And I needed an item. And I didn't bring it because I'm doing a whole YouTube and I don't want to kind of be repeating it. But anyway, I needed for the tinsels, you put the tinsels in there. So I had bought a silver one. I had it in my cart because I knew whatever day that when they had the sale, I would do it. It was 1864 with tax. And the reason why this is so good, it has a weighted at the bottom so the stuff won't topple over. And it has sections in it where you can put it. So it's not all just bum. That's why it turns over because it goes to one side or whatever. So I'm excited. And I will show you that. And Becky, remind me, whatever that is you want me to tell you, put it in the chat so I can remember to tell you at the end. So far it's 2613. And then I thought, oh my God, I have been so neglectful. My little child down in Florida Jordan is in school to be a lawyer. As Tyler Perry, a lawyer, down in Tallahassee, and I have not sent her money. So I'm going to send her $25 Cash App. Let me tell y'all, I got to tell y'all this. How about I sent the money last month to the wrong person? And then that joker declined to return it. Oh, it was a mess. It was a hot mess. So I told Jordan what I did, and they was laughing because they think I'm so old. Anyway, Jordan said, my auntie sent me some money and you got it and you need to send me back. In seconds, that joker sent that money back to Jordan. I had already called the bank. The bank wouldn't give it back to me because they said it didn't clear yet. And then Cash App was saying, I let it go and blah, blah. Oh, it was a mess. Let me tell you, do not send money to nobody unless you do it right. I had one of the the numbers or something transposed. But I'm afraid to send her the money now. I'm waiting till I can get on the phone with her and so I can do it right. So because I'm on my allowance, she only gets $25 this week, and then next month I will go back to her $50. But anyway, we're proud of Jordan. Do good, Jordan. Do good, Jordan. Do good, Jordan. This is like her first semester, and she's so much like me. She's, oh, I gotta get it right. I gotta study. Blase, blase. So that is my good friend, my nurse friend Yvonne. That is our child down there in Florida, in getting her lawyer degree. She's going to be an attorney. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that will make me at 51.13. So I'm over $1.13. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear because I'm doing this with y'all. I don't want to hear. $1.13. I'm over. So that's my recap. That's what I did. But I really struggled on that online because it was a lot of things. And when I say need, because y'all know I don't play with just buying crazy stuff. It's a couple of little items that I wanted to add here and there. So that's what I'm kind of using this $50 with. I said, well, if I'm going to play this with them, let me get some things that I, really need. So a couple of weeks ago, remember I got my little gloves and my salt shaker. Every time I use my salt and pepper shakers, I love them. And then my little statues for my table. So that's what I'm doing. But I really almost got caught up. Now I got about 5 more things in the cart at Wayfair, but I'm gonna do what I know to do. And the blessing that I had was yesterday when I got my check. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care what y'all say. I was so excited. I transferred that money over and I saw that money in my high yield savings, and I was so excited because I'm meeting those goals. So that's enough with me. I was over by $1.13. That's transparency and that's life, okay? But I didn't feel bad. I just keep it moving and keep it pushing. Plus, I'm allowing myself to be able to bless people. I could have just said, oh, let me go get my favorite food that's cost $20. But I forgot about Jordan, and it's almost the end of the month. And I don't want to not be giving her something. $25 to these little kids is like amazing. She'll go out to eat with her little friends and think she's somebody. But anyway, so let me go on the next person that sent me tell me who stayed within their budget or if they got off. That's kind of where we are. We got 6 people in the chat. 6 people in the chat. Okay. I don't see anybody saying anything. Were you able to stick to your $25 or $45? Consistency is the key to breakthrough. Consistency. That means you're doing the same thing over and over and over. It becomes a habit. Like eating, me and my potato chips. Oh yeah, I downed 2 bags of potato chips in one day. Don't judge me. And I'm not talking about the little ones. I'm talking about the big ones, but there's nothing in those bags anymore. It's not like the big one. It was like $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Come on, tell me. Oh, so nobody's gonna talk about it. Anybody want to share how or why? Nobody's sharing. Okay, well, I'm gonna tell one person's journey. I'm not gonna get a person's name, but they sent me a text and said that they were Stacy said off budget but did not buy frivolous stuff. Okay, so to Stacy saying she was off budget, but it wasn't frivolous stuff. Okay, so and Rebecca said, no, I was $50 over eating out for lunch and dinner because I did not prep. Okay, so Becky did not prep. She didn't do her meal prep. Now, a couple of weeks ago, she was talking about that was one of those goals that she was doing. So she did it last week, but she wasn't able to do it this week. So she went over $50. So from 45, so it was 95. Okay, but she identified she was eating out for lunch and dinner because she did not prep. And then in the statement that she sent was some things happen at work, and when you get caught up if you're not prepared. And Stacy said she stopped eating. Oh, she stopped eating. Oh, big. I wish I had a bell. Ding, 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 ding. Stop eating out. That's usually our number one problem. But like Becky said, she normally has a plan. She has her meals planned. She meal preps. She takes her lunch to work so she doesn't have to spend. But because she didn't prep, she worked a little extra. She did some things that was different. Some things came up. And your life sometimes get discombobulated. That's why that prep in the first part of the week before crazy starts coming, crazy is gonna come every week. We just gotta be prepared for crazy, okay? And even in our best preparations, we still had, some things to hit us. When I talk about that emergency fund, every now and then that emergency fund will have to be utilized, and we'll have some type of emergency. So, Stacy, hats off to you for stop eating out. That is major. Usually we eat out because we haven't prepared, or it's last minute. Someone say, well, come, let's do this, let's do that. But remember last week we talked about being prepared, saying, I'll go out to eat with you and you eat your little food or whatever. Or when you go, you get a side salad or appetizer. Now, let me make you laugh. I had a girl to call and tell me that one of her girlfriends invited all of them, tight knit, to her birthday party. She never told them the restaurant till like at the end. They get in this restaurant and she said it was hot, like hot cotton. It was sedidity. She said, I was looking at the appetizers and everything that she could have got would have been over her budget. So of course, she's there. She said, everybody looking crazy because nobody really has this kind of money. And it's all right for you to invite people to things like that, but you either need to pay or you need to let people know up front what they're getting into so they can allocate. So I'm telling you, as you don't want this being done to you, be upfront with people and let people be able to be prepared. And they probably would have eaten, but this place didn't even have a side salad or anything that was reasonable. So I think she said it was 25 was the cheapest thing. Well, if she's on a $50 budget, well, you got to still get something to drink, and you're not prepared. So don't do this to people. Don't do this to people. And so she was giving me her spiel about this good girlfriend that did this to her. And she said she was not only the only one. She said everybody was looking around like, when they was looking at the menu, like, what is going on? You know? So things come up. You got to straighten your girlfriends out every now and then. But, it's too late now. You're just there. You do what you need to do. But in the meantime, we just set examples and we be our own example, and we don't do that to other people. Had she known, she probably wouldn't have spent something earlier in the week and would have had that money and said, okay, all my money is going to have to go at this fancy restaurant, which she probably would have been fine with it. But you know what I really get mad at? When somebody's spending my money. If you know, but she didn't give her the location to the last minute. You know how we do. That's what we normally do. Now, everybody knows that I research restaurants before because I eat very differently. I only eat the seafood, and I can eat vegetables all day, but half of the time they put all that meat and stuff in there. So I just say to people, because I don't want to go to a restaurant complaining, saying, I don't eat that, nah, nah, nah. So what I do is I research. Half the time anyway, I eat before I leave because I already know I'm not going to complain and be mad because food service to me is not good. But I still go. And like Stacey said, research the menu. So that's what she and I talked about. Researching, she said she had no time because the girl gave it to her like at last minute. So I guess instead of giving it to them a week before, she probably gave it to them like a day before, whatever. But it still was too late because at this point she had already spent some money for early in the week. So things happen. But this is a good thing. Stacey did say the right thing to research the menu prices prior to arrival. But you need to pick a restaurant that that's in the price range that people can afford. But that's here nor there. So yeah, so researching and just trying to be a good steward and just knowing that things will come up and you'll just have to reprioritize and reallocate. Now I'm telling you, the day I was gonna get out of this house and I was gonna go spend my last little $25, but my Jordan Boo down in Florida will enjoy that and she will have way more fun with it than me. So that's that. And then we're saying Stacy said that she was off budget, but she didn't buy frivolous stuff. So are we justifying the spending? Because the budget is the budget. So I'm really trying to understand that. I wanted to get Becky out the way. But didn't buy frivolous stuff. So everybody has a different interpretation. So we'll let the Jones household be. And they said that they spent over, but it wasn't frivolous stuff. Okay. And like you said, sometimes things come up and we have to do it. But she's already said we're gonna get back online and get back straight, because tomorrow is Sunday. It's another day of 45 or 25, so we'll be able to do that. But I want you all to know that you should be proud of yourself, because you're hanging in there. It's been 3 weeks. You acknowledging your transgressions, stating the facts. Okay, Stacy. All right, she's stating the facts. But you've acknowledged, when you find yourself going in the wrong direction, right? Remember that? The use of self-control is like brakes on the train. It is useful when you find yourself going in the wrong direction. So if you're going in the wrong direction, Becky said, look, had I meal prep like I did the week before, I would be $50 in the plus, and I will have that $50 for next week. But I had to work late and I did not prepare, so I ate out and had to buy food for lunch as well. So she recognizes, and she's gonna, just change that situation. And Stacey said she's gonna reset and go back to the plan, which is starting on a Sunday. And then the other lady with the birthday party people, she was like, oh, she was so frustrated. And I was like, wait a minute, let me tell you, honestly, this really is not your fault. And we all support our friends. So let's put this on our friend. Now, this one time we put it on a friend because she was in the budgeting mindset because she had been doing really well. And she had, this just happened, but you already there. What are you going to do? Get up? You've got to do what you got to do. So the mindset is now you don't have the birthday parties and all that. So here comes Sunday and she'll reset as well. The problem is you got your Friday, your Saturday, and if you out and about, you want to just spend a little money. Let me tell y'all what's funny. I didn't have no desire to spend, but start doing this with y'all. I'm like, well, I need to spend something so I can save, So now I'm out there in these stores and I'm like, I'm having to practice what I preach. I have to practice what I preach. So I looked around. So just talking to myself. Now, who can tell me, and if y'all took notes last week, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give a $25. So y'all get ready. Pull out your notes from last week, because I'm gonna give everybody a chance. God is telling me I'm gonna give you $25. It's got to be tomorrow, because I can't give money today because I don't have a $25 for Jordan. Can't get Jordan money. But tomorrow I will cash app you $25 if you get this question right from last week. So either you was on here last week or you watched the video. This is gonna let me know who is paying attention. I'm gonna give you a little chance because it's 3 things that I need. I'm gonna give you a hint. Getting a hint. Hint. It's 3 things that I said last week that y'all needed to work on so we could talk about it this week. It's 3 things. Whoever, I'm giving out money. I wish I had some of that fake money so I can go dancing. All right. I hope y'all got your notes out. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Give me the 3 things that I told you to say out loud when you start getting into a spending frenzy. What are those 3 things? For $25, and the first person to put it in the chat. Get them little fingers going. Typing. I want to know if you were paying attention. I want to know if you know the answer to this. What are the 3 things? Come on. It's the 3 things you say out loud to help you to get back to focus, to get back in line, to help you not spend. What is it? I'm giving $25 away. All righty. I guess nobody was paying attention. Oh, so sad. Okay, and there's a time limit on this. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. Okay, it's 20. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. How can y'all not get this doggone $25? Oh, well, I gave you a hint. I gave you time to get your notes. Okay, somebody just entered the chat. Now, I'm gonna let y'all go until 25. When this live chat says 25, we're at 24:44. This is if whoever can put in the chat the three things that I said you need to do when you find yourself in a spending frenzy. You at the store and you're about to spend that money, or you online and you about to hit that, go to the car and pay. What is it? What is it that I said? The three things that you need to say out loud immediately. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. All right, well, time's up. All right, I'm gonna give y'all 30 more seconds. I'm really, all right, well, Adrian, don't be trying to give your money away. They not ready, they not ready. Keep your little $25. Okay, 25 and 25, that is it, over. All right, the money part is over. The money part is over. I'm even strolling to make sure the money part is over. So at this point, we have no takers. All right, so I am what this lets me know is no people's not paying attention and they're not practicing. Now, before I unveil it, can someone give me one thing I said to say out loud? One thing. Okay. Well, okay. Let's go on with this. When you're in the store and you're going through things, or you're on the computer and you're getting ready to buy things, you have to have a system to escape. Okay? You got to have a way to escape. Nobody has anything to put in the chat. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure the chat works. All righty. It's only 3 people. Okay, people done jumped off. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they need to look at their notes. I don't know. But this is the thing. You say, all right, here comes Becky. Yes, Becky. Do I really need this? Okay. What's the next one, Becky? Do I really need it? What's the next one? Somebody might be redeeming. Somebody might be redeeming themselves. Do I really need it? That's the first one. What's the second one? Do I really need it? Come, anybody else jump in? Jump in. Do I really need it? All right. That's a good one. Do I really need it? I'm trying to, she's trying to find it. All right. Do I really need it? Becky said, do I really? Come on. Somebody throw a lifeline and help Becky. She found her notes. Okay. So do I really need it? Okay. I'm going to help y'all with the second one. And I'm going to put y'all on the spot from now. Okay. Do I really need it? And then what's the next one? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the next one. What am I going to do with this? How am I going to use it? Like, what am I going to? So if you remember, I said, like, if you was going to buy that suit and you say, okay, do I even have a something? That's right. That's the last one. Oh, look at my girl, Jackie. Yes, that's my girl, Jackie. That's our accountant on the line. If you need an accountant, let me tell you, she is the bomb digging. I've known her 10 years and she is everything. Black CPA lady. Yes, y'all get to know her if y'all need. I'm gonna do a public. I support this message. I support her, and go online and see on YouTube. She interviews people. If you got kids or anybody that want to be an accountant, she goes over all that stuff and why you should do this and why you shouldn't. But yes, can I afford it? That's right. Can I afford it? Okay. So if can I afford it is the second one. But what are you going to do with it? So when you're talking to yourself, like, what are you going to do? Is this really a need? Because now we're trying to dig deep, okay? We're trying to dig deep. What are you going to use it for? Remember I gave you about the shoes? I had 5 pairs of shoes in the same color. 5 shoes in different colors. You only have 1 set of feet. So you have to start rationalizing with yourself. Like, what why do I need this? Like, why am I going to use this? How am I going to use this? How is this going to benefit me? And then the last one is, do I have the resources? Okay. Do you have the resource? And that's what means, can I afford it? Where's the money coming from? Is it the light bill? Is the water bill? Is the gas from? Where is the money coming from? Okay. Where is the money coming from? Savings is more than your weekly allowance. Okay. So can you afford it? If you say those things out loud to yourself, looking crazy in the store, remember before my friend Christy called me, I was about to go off the ledge, not this week, but the week before. And she was going off the ledge and she was calling me to save her. And I was in the store, so I didn't answer. She said, I was calling you. But anyway, at the end of the day, we just have to help each other. So I'm trying to give you those little hints like, really, do I need this? Like, do you need this? There's a want and there's a need. A need is something that will benefit you. But if you in your allowance phase, you can do whatever you want to do with that because that's your allowance phase. We don't care if you need it, if you don't. That's your allowance. You can do whatever. But above and beyond that 25 or that 45, can you afford it? Where is the money coming from? And this is why people get mad at me because they say, oh, you're so overboard. But if you have your bills written down and all your money, you know you only have $1,000 in your emergency savings. Is this worth pulling that? If you're really following the process. Because if not, you're just saying, I'm going to still spend willy-nilly. You're talking to yourself, do I really need this? Okay. What am I going to use this for? Like, what am I going to use this for? And then, can I afford this? Can I afford to buy this? And then people say, well, I worked all week. I deserve this. Do you really? Those other people deserve to be paid. That 28% interest credit card, they want their money, right? And so now you're putting $50 on something when you could put that extra $50 on that $50 bill that you have that's really $200 and you pay 50. Now you got this 50 that you're going to blow. Now you can put 100 on it. And guess what? You only have $100 left. And you're getting close to getting down to that, we call that what? That snowball effect. That one bill that is your first bill that's the lowest, you only have $100 left. And let me tell you, when I was on that debt-free crazy, I was taking my allowance, sometimes my spending allowance and putting on things because I was just ready to get things done. If I didn't have anything worthwhile, if it was cold and I couldn't go sit out at that restaurant that I spent my $25 on, I would just say, oh, let me put that on a bill. I would even throw it on my mortgage, and I already was doing half payments and extra payments. But I just wanted to see something change, okay? So say out to yourself, do you need this? What are you going to use this for? Like, what are you using it for? And why? Yes, it deserves I deserve this is a slippery slope. Yes. And then, do I have the resource? Do I have the money? So you say it out loud. Remember, I got in the corner of the Dollar Tree because I had 12 things in my hand. 12 times 1.25. That's way over what I needed to have been doing, right? So I was like, end up with three. I think it was three things I ended up getting out of there. And I ran out. I just ran out. But I went over in the corner and I said, all right, now you know you don't need this. And there was a whole bunch of people, so I had to go far away because I didn't want people to hear me saying, do you need this? Why are you buying this? What is it? And I did that through each and everything. And those items that I bought was things that I really, really wanted. Sometimes you go in those stores and you just be picking things up. I was happy. By the time I got outside and it was like, whew, my friend Kristen was calling, talking about, I'm doing Christmas shopping. And we laughed. We had the best time, just laughing about. I said, well, I just almost made the same mistake. I had to be honest with her. I couldn't say to her, what you doing? You falling off the wagon? No, she was off the mountain, down the stream, She needed a life paddle to pull her back. By the time I answered the phone, it was over. But it's okay because she got a Christmas stuff and we done. But we had the best time. We talked all the way home from the Dollar Tree till I got home, and we just laughed about it because that's what you do. You call a friend, phone a friend. A couple of weeks ago, a friend called and I was on a meeting and she was like, "Oh, I needed you. I don't need you now." But at the end of the day, we reassess. Jackie said something so important. I deserve this is a slippery slope. That is a slippery slope because we do say we deserve. And I don't want y'all to feel like you can't spend money, but this is a way to talk to yourself to see your spending habits, those triggers. Now, the other thing I ask you guys above those three things to say out loud, I want you guys to be honest and say to me, what's going on with you at the time you get this spending urge? You get the excitement. When I see certain things back in the day when I was a shoe junkie, when I saw a pair of shoes, it was just like, oh, like I would turn into a trance. Like I'll be talking to people and everybody know I love to talk. I would get silent and I would just, it was like a it was like a drug. The shoes was like calling me. And I would be having an experience. And then when I put them on my feet, I would just, like rub my feet and look at them and arch my foot and make them straight and just look and start walking around the store and just having this imaginary time that I'm at a party or I'm at an event. Like, you see how I'm doing? I was in a trance. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. What is it that you're doing? Retail therapy is real. That's it. So if you're not going to do well, stay out the stores. But tell me, what is the trigger? Because you've gotta figure out what your trigger is. Now mine is chip and dip. So when I go to Dollar Tree, I limit myself to how many chips I can get. But next week when I start eating better and walking, I'm gonna really have to limit myself. So my Dollar Tree spending will not be like it's the 750. Okay. Talk to me. Tell me what is going on. What is triggering you that you have no control at that moment? And then you get in the car and you have buyer's remorse. Or after you hit sin on that cart. What's going on? What is going on with you as an individual that you can't say no to spending the money? And we're talking about outside of your spending allowance, because the spending allowance is trying to help you get that spending under control so you can have your emergency fund working up towards your 1,000, and then you can start paying off your debt least to the most, your first least amount, which we keep talking about, that $200 bill that you pay $50 a month on, and the minimum for the rest is a snowball effect. What is going on? Talk to me. Be honest. Now, like I told y'all, if I'm in the store, I'm tempted. So I just stay out the store. And when I would fill that buggy up that I told you last week, I would just leave the buggy and run out the store and just be so glad, or grab the steering wheel, just so glad. That's real, y'all. And you're not stupid. You're not silly. That's not dumb. You ran. You flee. You got away. Don't take your credit cards. Turn off your auto pay on your cell phones. Look, I'm grabbing my cell phone. It's up here. On your cell phone. All those things you do, you have to think about it. Remember, they tell us when we're eating not to watch TV, not to really do too much. Just focus on eating, taking a bite, put the fork down, and really chew, so our body will know that we're full and satisfied. That's what we should be doing when it comes to our spending. Do I need this? What am I going to use this for? What do I really need this? And do I have the resources for it? Do I have the resources for it? Okay. Why do you need it? Okay, Jackie says, trigger for me is always, every time, sale and clearance. Oh, Jackie, that's good. Sale and clearance ish. I don't even like or need it. So that's one of the marketing strategies. They get you in there and they say, we got a sale. Notice the sale and clearance stuff all the way in the back. They want you to go. The music is good. I took consumer behavior and psychology. I have a B in psychology, and that was the best class. They market cultures, generations, and people of different professions. It's really weird. Marketing is a $1 billion interest industry. They want you to get to the back. So when you go through the stuff that's real price, you get distracted, and now you want the real price instead of staying focused, going to the reduced clearance in the back. Why you gallivanting and lollygagging all through? That's a ploy for them to get you in the store. And then the little cute sales girl, she's like, "Oh, that would look great on you." I'm gonna make y'all laugh. I was this big when I was in high school, and at 13, I worked for Pepsi. One of my mother's friends, he was a big time, and so I got this job, and I was selling Diet Pepsi Free by the cases. Now, if I'm this big, and I had this little Pepsi little apron, and I tied it, and so my waist is this big, right? Still had them hips, but I still was very together. And I had them dimples going on and that long flowing hair. Those Caucasian women would come in there and see me, and I would say, "Hi, would you like to taste the great taste of Diet Pepsi Free? We have it on sale today with the 25% coupon, whatever." I had to spill. And you know me, I was the best seller. Now, we were in the grocery stores. I would outsell everybody because I start talking to them about, "Oh, this is good." But let me tell you, Frito is owned by Pepsi. Guess what's next to my partition? Potato chips. All those Frito Lays. So they would get 2 cases of my Pepsi and probably 3 bags of chips. I was selling out. Now, them chips should not have been over there, but that was their ploy. Now, and they're using me. I'm the pimp now. I'm the pimp. I'm advertising, doing all this. I was 13. I was making money back then. I'm telling you, that's the marketing strategy. Why would you have Diet Pepsi Free right up there with your Fritos and your Tortillas and all those chips? It's a ploy. It's a ploy. It's a ploy. So go in those stores and go straight to where you have to go, or stay out those stores. You have to figure out what is your thing. Jackie she said, the sales. I have a girlfriend on Saturday morning, her and her one of her good friends from childhood. They go to these coupons, and they have the coupons, they have the store coupon. They tried to teach me how to do it. I'm just a little too slow. But anyway, you have to figure out what it is you're going to do. What is your plan? How are you going to be able to make this work? Trigger for Jackie is get you in there with a sale and a clearance. You've got to say, "I'm only going to spend X amount of dollars." When I go to Vegas, I have a $50. Even if I win that $50 back, I'm still going to try to spend that $50 because I know $50. Now, if I make anything over 50, I'm putting that to the side. But after that, that's it. And I've been doing that for all my life. And I love to go Vegas and all these different places that we go to have the hotel, the casinos. And I live in California, and it's every 5 minutes steps you make, you can go. But that's just not my thing because I have control. I don't want to see my money in that. And if you go on vacation, of course, you're going to allocate a certain amount. But once you get to that amount, then you have to have the control to stop. What parameters are you going to do to keep you out of that? And what is going on with you that you are spending like that? At that time, that is what you were supposed to figure out last week. What's going on with you? Now, we're on this live. I need you guys to hit some of the likes because I know this is good talking. I'm so proud of you for hanging in here for this 3 weeks. I'm so glad that you're realizing ways to figure things out, to get back on track. And hopefully you're working on your emergency fund, putting something towards that so you can go to 200 to 400 to 600 to 800 to 1,000. And then you can start working on debt reduction. That is the order. That is what this is about. This is about you talking to yourself, coming into one yourself, to getting your spending under control because you don't want to increase debt and add more bills. This is a sense of coming to yourself and saying, "Self, this is all I have, $25 or $45 for this week, and I'm going to spend it the way I'm supposed to, having fun, whatever, but not going over it. And then taking the extra money that you have and doing what you need to do to get that emergency fund, and then start paying off your debt from least to the most. And the ones that you're waiting to pay, you just put, we're going to take that apple and we're going to bite it one bill at a time. One bill at a time. For me, I go back, and to be honest with you, when I had that little episode in the Dollar Tree and I had 13 items, I had to realize that it's just like any addiction. You have to continue to speak to yourself and talk to yourself, because you will go back, you will revert back. And although I have plenty of money to spend, if I'm going to be on this program and project with you guys, I've got to do it. And I start feeling myself like, ooh, just spending. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not that person anymore. And so you talk to yourself, you get yourself back in line, and you do what you have to do. Why do I have this? Do I need this? And do I have the resources to buy it? So you're in the store and you're saying to yourself, like, why do I need this? Why do I need, and you say it out loud. Why do I need this? And you pull it up and you look. Then you say, well, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to add it to something? Because if I got this top and I don't have nothing to wear with it, now you're going to feel compelled to buy a jacket or a pair of pants to go with it, okay? And then you say, do I have the money to buy this? Do I have the resources? And if you say yes, then say out loud, where is it coming from? Is it coming from my savings? Is it coming from my paycheck that's already allocated out to do whatever or is it coming from a bill? Am I robbing Peter to pay Paul? So those are the tactics that I want you to try to work on. And next week, please really take the time. When you feel like spending, what is going on with you? Who has upset you? What is your trigger? Because if you don't figure that out, we will continue to be in week 50 and you're still trying to figure out why you can't stick to a budget. Okay, this is bigger. It goes back to our childhood. It goes back to our thought processes. So figure out what those things, all that impulse spending that we're doing, we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I'm trying my best to stick to our time frame, but this is the message that I want to close out with. In life, you're going to have ups and downs, twists and turns, but the one thing that you have control over is you. And when I say you have control over you, if you talk to yourself, if you write things out, and notice how when I get into a real pattern, I do a lot of rocking. That's my personal self-soothing. I caught myself doing it on the last tape. That is just for me. That's how I soothe. I write things down. People do not like to write things down because when they write things down, they say that it holds them too much accountable. But that's what it is. It should be on your refrigerator. It should be in your car. It should be everywhere to help you know, because you're driving in your car and you're going to go somewhere. So you got a little sign that says, stay on your grind, stay focused on your refrigerator, in the mirror in your bathroom. Okay, and your computer at home, when you're sitting and you're scrolling, you put something there to say, stay focused. People don't put see, I'm by myself. I can put anything out. But if you living with somebody, just put stay focused. That, they don't know what you staying focused on. Just stay focused. Your refrigerator, that also helps us when we overeat, like after your eating window. And I'll spend a few minutes on the intermittent fasting. But consistency is what I'm trying to tell you. Be consistent. You're going to consistent, and that becomes a habit. The word consistency comes from doing those same things over and over. The good things that you want to do, not spending. Saving is a consistent practice you want to do. Okay. Paying your bills on time is consistent practice. Okay. Eating healthy, walking, exercise. Those are some consistencies that we want. Those inconsistencies is overeating, eating the wrong stuff, eating at the wrong time, over excessing with our drinking, over, smoking too much weed, smoking too many cigarettes, and then the beer and all the different things. But moderation, but consistency in doing things that you know is right, because then you get control of yourself and you do better. So the word for the week is consistency. We're trying to be consistent with 25 or 45, staying in those parameters. And even I went over $1.13, but we're still in this game together. We didn't go too far out. And I always tell people, if you're doing something like this, if you $5 to $8 in the first couple of weeks, you just got to get your battle rhythm. You got to figure it out. Consistency. Consistency, going back to your three things. And I know y'all say, oh, she's so overbearing. But if you get yourself in that corner and you talk to yourself and you say those things out loud, you hear it and you see how crazy it sounds for you to overspend, you're not going to do it. And don't be ashamed. If you done bought some stuff, take it back. You can take it back. The tags are still on it. I wish I could show y'all. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. I keep tags on everything for sometime months until I make a decision if I want. I'm gonna show y'all something. Can y'all see? You see that tag? Okay. You see that tag? These things are months old. You see these tags? Uh-oh. Sorry. You see the tags? Tags. I'm just being honest with you. Because you can take the stuff back. Keep the receipts. But these are things that I bought because I've been here a year and I was like, over time, like, okay, I'm going to get it. And it took me a year. I didn't rush. I did not rush. I waited till it went on sale. So I ended up getting 2 end tables. And the money that I saved on those, because they were so inexpensive, that I was able to get the lamps for free. You see what I mean? Just having discipline to wait, to spend money the way it should be. All right, so consistency, saying your 3 mantras, and figuring out what your triggers. That is what I want to leave you with today. Try to work on your consistency, forgiving yourself, and coming up with a plan. And also saying those 3 things before you spend any money. Just say it, like, what is going on with you? Do you need it? And where are the resources coming from? And the last thing is, what is going on at the time when you got to spend this money? Okay? What is going on with you that you have to spend this money? All right? That's good. That's rich stuff. We are in this together. We are a team. And that's what it's all about, okay? We are a team and we're in this together. We're fighting together. We're loving each other. Now I have about 6 minutes that I'm going to spend on the intermittent fasting. So I'm no longer talking about finances. So anyone that needs to go, I release you now. I'm going to spend the 7 minutes about intermittent fasting. I said that I've gained about 26 pounds over, all right? Yes, keep the original. That's what I do. The original package. You see how these things still have the original packaging and the receipts and the confirmation, because you can return it. Yes, that's why I was showing y'all that I'm just like y'all. We got to be real. Now, I've been in this house a year. This stuff needs to come off, but I'm just lazy. So I'll take the tags off. But that's what you need to do. I have to sit and watch it and make sure this is one. Because sometimes you buy things, you be like, in your mind, you think it look good. But then when you finally get it and you sit it and you come back in the room and you look at it a couple times, sometimes you have to move things around. And then when in your spirit, you're good with it, then you can tear things up, your receipts, and take things off. All right? That's the way we do it. Now, intermittent fasting. My intermittent fasting scale. Please consult your doctor, because I'm a nurse and I cannot give out medical advice. But what I'm telling you is intermittent fasting gives you your body rest, time to rest. So my intermittent fasting time, eating window was 12 to 7:30. By 8 o'clock, I had, and the reason why I say 7:30, because if you're eating at 7:30 by 8, and 8 was my 8-hour window, right? And I could drink water all through the night as much as I wanted to, right? But I could not eat after that 8 o'clock. All right. And then at 12 o'clock, about 11:45, I would say, "Are you hungry?" If I didn't feel hungry, and I would say it out loud, "Adrian, are you hungry?" And if I wasn't hungry, I wouldn't eat. Around 12:30, "Adrian, are you hungry?" If I wasn't hungry, when I say hungry, you gotta feel hungry, okay? And then by a quarter to 12, a quarter to one, I would say, "Adrian, are you hungry?" By 1:30, I made myself eat because my window is getting lower, and you don't want to just be eating, trying to push all that food in you. And then those times that I wasn't hungry, I would just get some more hot tea or drink some more water. And I drink a gallon of water, because you remember it says half your weight in ounces, whatever, whatever. So of water. Now, don't drink so much water that you could go overboard with water too. So just make sure that you're doing right. The reason why the water is good, people don't realize your body needs the hydration more than it needs the food. It really does. And if you drink your water and drink your teas, and that had no sugar or nothing in it. I just do the no honey, none of that. It was straight during the fasting time. It was just lemon and my non-caffeinated, because I can't do caffeine. I'm too hyper. And then I had the chest stuff with my breast. So don't, none of that. But during that window, you're relaxing and you're sleeping and you're talking to yourself. Now, let me tell you, when you get off track with intermittent fasting, when you let people aggravate you, when you're in stressful situations, because we tend to eat and we tend to forget that we're on a fast. And fasting is not just not eating, it's being mindful, it's being one within yourself. It's meditating, it's talking to yourself. You're saying, "Oh, thank you, Lord. I'm so happy that I'm able to just be one." When you really fast, you hear, you think clearer, you make better decisions. And when you're full, you're sluggish, you want to sleep. Now, the first couple of days, you will be a little kind of off because your body's getting used to it. Remember all the toxins, and that's what that water is flush. You go to the bathroom a lot, and you're going to see your urine turns clear and nice like it's supposed to be, not all that darkness. And you feel better. Your skin, you'll sweat, you get all that stuff out your skin. And then you'll start seeing some people's skin go through like it looks bad for maybe two weeks, and then it looks good because all that toxins coming out. And make sure you clean your face and your body real good. You're gonna just see skin sloughing. It's just the best thing in the world. And then walk, because what the walking does, it helps that blood get to circulating and all those toxins and everything. And I'm talking about it just 20 minutes a day. Just get you some walking in, some movement. And if you can't walk, just move. It's, standing up in place, some jumping jack, just doing something to get your body going. Now, a lot of people say, "If you're not eating that much, how can you?" Let me tell you, my best exercise is at 6 o'clock in the morning when you wake up. That's the best exercise. You have not had no food since 8 o'clock that night. And when I tell you, when you do this and really stay one with yourself and don't watch all that ratchet TV, and just get all that craziness in your body and mind, you want to stay focused and you eat right. So when I did eat, I was not doing a lot of carbs, hardly any carbs. I go to the my favorite rice is cauliflower rice. Love it, love it, love it. It takes on the flavor of whatever you put in it. Cauliflower rice is my thing. And I just put a little bit of cauliflower, like a half a cup. And then I do my beans. I love beans, black beans, any kind of beans. So I put them in a crock pot with some onions, garlic, celery, and sometimes tomatoes, and make like a little stew. And I put it over that cauliflower rice, and that is like my meal. And then a salad. Like and then I portion control everything. And so that's how I lost that weight. And I did that for 2 months, and the 22 pounds came right off, like totally off. And then over time, the other 8 to 10 came off. So it was a total of 30. And I did it slowly, and I consistently walked every day, and I drank the water, and I ate during that window. Now, what happens when people invite you to eat? So all my friends know I go to brunch. I cannot go to breakfast with anybody. I go to brunch. So by the time we get there and order our food and they bring it, it's around 12:15. And that's what I do. And if they don't want me to come at that time, then or sometimes I'll go and I just will eat when I get home or whatever. It doesn't matter because I have that much control. That is what intermittent fasting does. So starting Sunday, which is tomorrow, I'll start back my intermittent fasting and being accountable to my girlfriend here in Sacramento. I also will be going back to my water and doing my 30 minutes of walking. Now, I'm gonna do my walking and my strength training because I realize I have no muscle tone. So I need to start doing that too. So I'm gonna do like 30 minutes of some type of workout with the weights, and then 30 minutes of working out, like the walking, my cardio. And that's what I do. Now, dancing is a lot of the cardio. I'll just turn on some of that shaky booty music, and I'll get in front of the YouTube, in front of the TV, and I'll just be get low, get low, get low. I'll just get crazy, and I'll be sweating. And I have this little suit that is neoprene. I think some of the workouts I've had it on with the pink. It's like a real tight suit. Oh my God, you just sweat everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And it's so good for you. And then I have these little things that tight around my waist and my calves and my thighs. It's that same stuff in my arms. And when I say sweat, 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 and I get on the scale once a week, Mondays, once a week, and you get on the scale in the morning, naked with and haven't eaten, and then that's what you do, and you do that cycle over and over. Meal prepping, when I was really going in, I would meal prep, and I would have my food, my fruits, and the fruits was not really the fruits that was sugary. So deal with your berries. Your berries are so good because they're good for you, and they don't have all that citrus, which adds to the sugar and that up and down with your glycemic. Okay, so read up on that. But that's what you do. And the portion control. So I would have a salad plate instead of a big plate. Or if you have a big plate, just use the inside of it. No going to the side like at the buffet and filling all the way to the rim. Remember, Europeans, they eat a little bit of food at a time. And you can eat often all day during that window. Some people eat whatever they want to during that window, but I needed some immediate results. So I just stuck to, and I don't eat any meat. I just eat seafood. But because I'm trying to not eat so much seafood, I maybe eat seafood 4 times a week instead of 7. And then and it's just some sauteed what do you call it? Shrimp, wild caught. I only eat wild caught, shrimp, or I do a little salmon, or and everything is the palm of your hand, that 4 ounces. And those little changes, and your sugar, if you really want, if you want to do intermittent fasting, you got to get off that sugar because it's a detox. It really gets cleanse you out. And that red meat, it stays in your system so long. You'll see your bowel habits change because you eat fruits and vegetables, and you're walking. So now your abdominal area, you're bending and moving, and things are coming out nicely in the toilet. And that water helps flush you. You won't have to use so many of those uh, stool softeners and what do you call those things for bowel movements? I can't think of it right now, but enemas and all those different things that you're taking to make you have a bowel movement. And that's it. That's all I did, and I enjoyed getting on that scale. Also, do you have your Fitbit and all these your exercise devices? Because I have a scale, and when I get on my scale, it automatically goes to my phone, and all the things. My exercise goes to my phone, and it's in this library of, I can see, tracking. So if you guys want to partner with me, let's do this. I will do a couple of YouTubes and TikToks about it because I gotta stay. I gotta. I have a couple of trips planned, and I'm looking like Mrs. Porky. And I don't mind really being my size in the winter, but in the summer when I have on a bathing suit or something, I don't want all that jiggly, jiggly, jiggly. Now Europeans over there, the thicker you are, they love it. Now, but if you're on the state side, they be like, oh, that judgment. But it's really, really good to know that I know what I can do to get back right. And within 2 months, you'll be like back to yourself again. But being 54, it is time to really start weight training, and not the power lifting stuff, but really toning. And that's what I want to do, because like my arms, like jiggly, jiggly, and then I have this right here going on with my flubby back fat, and at the stomach. So those are the things. So I wanted to take that time because you guys wanted to know about what I was doing with intermittent fasting. And I want to say I am $135 away from my 50K. I did put in 700 this paycheck. So I am 135, and I do not have it extra because I've been doing some other things, but I am so excited. But guess what I thought about? I get my dividends on November 1st, so that will be well over, and I will be at my 50K that I've saved since November. No, not November. Actually, um, May. May. But I took 20,000 from an investment because I was going to buy that third property, and they screwed me over, and I didn't. So I just put that money there. And so technically it's 30,000 that I saved since May of this year. So been on my grind, been on my grind, been on my grind. This is where I want all of us to be able to have the money that and the resources and the travel and do whatever you want to do and not be able to be living paycheck to paycheck. Love you guys. Mwah. Have a wonderful day. And remember your 3 mantras. Do you need this? What are you going to do with it? And do you have the money to buy it? And consistency, being consistent and thinking about what is going on with me when I'm trying to spend all this money. What is triggering me? What is triggering me? Love you. See you next week.